Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tom Warren, too. I'm publisher of the Amarillo Pioneer. We are Amarillo's only free online daily newspaper. So if you're not aware of us, which I would imagine that you probably are since you showed, check us out on AmarilloPioneer.com or our Facebook pages. So we really have worked pretty hard. We've done pretty well. We really appreciate all of you guys' support. And I just have to say that we are incredibly pleased with the turnout this evening. So I'm going to turn this over to Thomas Warren III. He is actually the editor of the Amarillo Pioneer, and any one of you candidates that showed up here this evening, he had a hand in that. He was the guy that made that happen. So without further ado, I'll turn that over to him. I would love to say thank you to everybody that has come. I know that if you're a candidate, you probably came from far off. To all of the local people, thank you for taking the time. To everybody that came out to see and support their candidates, thank you very much. So, without further ado, here's T3. Thank you.
Oh, isn't he so kind? So nice. Well, we just want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight to be an engaged member of the electorate. And it's so important, especially in an election like this, that's so critical for our community and for our nation. Especially here in the 13th District, where we're going to be selecting our first new United States representative since 1995. So it's going to be a fun night. We're going to be hopefully meeting most of the candidates tonight. And hopefully we're going to be able to make it to where everyone is going to be able to participate. So the way it's going to work tonight is we're going to go with the county races first. Then we are going to move on to the state level races, United States Senator. Then the final race we're going to go over is the United States House of Representatives. We're going to do the Democratic primary first in the United States House of Representatives, then the Republican primary, and I believe our Libertarian candidate is here, and we will also include him. And I know that we also have another Libertarian candidate here for another state level office. They are not on your primary ballot, but they're going to be up at convention time, so they'll be on your November ballot, just an early introduction. Either way, you're going to get to meet your elected officials tonight and the challengers, or in some cases, the candidates running in the open seats. We'd like to just thank everyone who helped make it possible. We want to thank, of course, our moderators, the one and only Lynn Walker. He's around here somewhere. And there he is. He's going to be doing our congressional candidates tonight and our Senate candidates. And also Trent Rosser and my father, Tom Warren, and Brad Torch. He's right there. He's going to be doing 7th Court of Appeals and our State Board of Education race tonight. We also want to thank Roasters Coffee for their donation of the coffee for tonight's event. We want to thank Eloy Harris for his wonderful work getting our PA system going tonight. Yay! So people won't have to scream. I mean, you know, some candidates might scream anyway, but you know, we're going to try to keep that to a minimum. But overall tonight, we just really want to thank all of you for coming out here, for being engaged members of this electorate, and for playing a part in this election. Whether you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, or you're an independent, or a Libertarian, or something else, we're just really happy that you're here tonight, hearing from the candidates, and meeting the people who want to represent you at the courthouse, at the State House, and at the Capitol. So we're just very pleased that you're here tonight, and give yourselves a round of applause. It's so great that y'all are here. We also want to thank Burkett Advertising for helping us get the word out about this event, and Matthew Block at KGNC for helping us work on the wonderful ad spot we did. We're going to have a lot of fun here tonight. If there's anyone... What? Oh, of course, we have to thank the American Legion and Commander Josh Tillerson for their awesome work. They are great partners in helping make sure that we have an engaged electorate in Amarillo, and hopefully we're going to be back here again in November, and if there's a runoff, which there may be in some of these races, we are looking forward to possibly doing an event for the candidates that time. But we will let you all know that at that time, and we hope to see you back for that. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to our county guys. Oh, one more quick housekeeping note. Candidates are going to have 1 minute. Miss Jasmine here in the front row, she's our timekeeper for the candidates when you're up here at the podium. She is going to give you a little wave when your time's up. You're getting, I think I went over with everybody, 1 minute for the responses and all of that good stuff. We're also going in Potter County ballot order for the races that are going to be on both counties' ballots because, well, we're in Potter County tonight. So we're going to be doing it like that, but we are going to start with Randall County first because I know that there's at least one race on the ballot, and Randall County Republican chair is also on the ballot, but we're going to do that a little bit later in the evening because I know one of the candidates is running late. So let's go ahead and start with, if Mr. Rosser will make his way to the stage, and we are going to go ahead and start with the Randall County Constable race. I believe it's for Precinct 4. So if the candidates want to make their way up here to the stage, that'd be great. We're also asking, when the candidates come up here to the stage, we have this lovely memento sign down here, and we're asking all the candidates to please put their signature on there so we, can blackmail you later for being here. No, for historical purposes. But we just really do appreciate everyone being here, and we hope to learn a lot about the candidates tonight. So thank you very much. That way we're going to also have questions from the audience. We're doing that for all of the races. So if you have anything you want to ask the candidates, please let us know. And if you have a specific candidate you want to pose your question to, please note that on the card. Otherwise, just go ahead and put your question down. Make sure you tell us which race it's for, and we'll give it to the moderators. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. This is for the constables. So we're going to go ahead and turn it over to them. We'll let the incumbent go first, Mr. Johnson, and we'll give him an opportunity to have his 1 minute introduction, and then followed by Ms. Hicks. So.
Good evening. I want to first thank the Amarillo Pioneer for allowing me to be here. I also want to especially thank each and every one of you guys, for being here and participating in our elections this year. My name is Chris Johnson. I'm Randall County Constable, Precinct 4. I want to talk a few minutes about some of my attributes and experience that I have. I started in 2013 as the constable. I've served 12 years in law enforcement, 7 years as a constable. I've earned my bachelor's degree from West Texas A&M. I've obtained my Master Peace Officer Association, and this is a unique recognition that exemplifies commitment, passion, and sacrifice to the law enforcement profession. I've applied for and received a federal grant of $26,000 for the patrol vehicle, and my office was the first office that has done that in probably the last 15, 20 years. And so it saved the taxpayers half of the cost of $26,000 for that. In 2013 to now, I've increased the constable's office civil revenue by 600%, and I've cleared over 700 warrants over the last 7 years. Is that good? Okay, all right. Thank you very much for giving your time. Thank you.
Thank you guys for having us out tonight. My name is Paula Hicks, and I've been with the Randall County Sheriff's Office for My name is Paula Hicks, and I've been with the Randall County Sheriff's Office for 8 years. I've been a civil deputy for the last 6 years. The constable's office is an important position with the county, and therefore it needs to complement the county, the local law enforcement agencies, and the courts, and not have conflict with them. In the past, the constable's office has had access to the maintenance shop as well as the radio shop. Since 2016, the current constable's office had that privilege revoked. And if I'm elected, I would like to rebuild that relationship between the two offices. The constable also serves as a representative for the Randall County and the citizens. Citizens expect the official they elect to protect them and not have their rights infringed upon. Randall County citizens need a constable who is going to be a good steward with the county resources. If I'm elected, I will work for the citizens in Randall County, and I will not work for the citizens of Potter County. I want to bring loyalty and respect back to the Randall County Constable's office. I will serve you with no personal agenda. I want to be your constable and serve our great community. Randall County citizens, you deserve a dependable leader who will serve and protect you and your rights.
All right, thank you very much. Both of y'all did great. So our just generalized questions, so we have several that we were going to ask. Question number one, y'all can either respond to this individually or collectively or whatever, and but we need to keep it under a minute. What is your vision for the role of county attorney in county business?
What's the role of the county attorney? County attorney? So Randall County, we don't have a county, I'm sorry. Randall County is kind of unusual. We don't have a Randall County attorney. Ours is all the district attorney's office. So as far as the role, we don't have any contact with a county attorney.
Yeah,
Okay.
that really doesn't.
It doesn't, yeah, I'm not sure that.
Sorry, a mix-up up here. It's my fault. I guess it's my fault. I don't know. You got a question, don't you? Okay, this is for Paula Hicks. I really don't want to ask this question. Have you ever stolen and been investigated for it? The question from the audience says, have you ever stolen and been investigated for it? I am sorry in advance.
So, okay. Stolen or investigated for it? Okay. Have you ever been stolen and been investigated for it? I don't know what you're referring to.
Again, all these questions are from the audience. And this again is from Ms. Hicks. Did you investigate and or verify the accuracy of the stories posted on your Facebook account by Joel Richardson regarding your opponent? What sources did you use to verify this information?
The allegation or the letter that they're referring to, on those allegations that were made, I have spoken to the deputies that had those encounters, and yes, I did verify those. I work with those deputies.
What is the job description of the constable, and who designates and sees that it is followed?
So there are two primary jobs two primary statutes that we follow as constables. Our first responsibility is to bailiff for the court, and the second is to serve the civil papers. So as a constable, there's 770 different constables in the state of Texas. Each one of them run their office slightly different from the other. They might be focused in on, as we should be, primarily our civil work, but they also might do traffic, they might do warrants. There's one Houston constable that has 500 deputies that work for him, and he has 2 SWAT teams. And so he does drug enforcement. So the roles in the job of the constable is the 2 primary, and then what you make of that office.
Yeah.
All right. So this one is from the audience. It says for Chris Johnson. Why is it okay for a constable outside his precinct to put his hands on an individual that
something at a restaurant. I don't know.
I know it. So what I do is on the weekends, I don't know if you know, but, and my opponent is aware of it, we don't get paid highly for this job. I have to take off-duty work, which I work at IHOP every weekend on Saturdays. I've done that for 7 years. I can tell you the management team has never, ever asked me why I did something or corrected me on anything I do. In fact, they're very, very happy with what I do. So the incident that we're talking about is we had a gentleman that was intoxicated. He was with 3 other people, and he parked his vehicle in front of the drive at IHOP. So it's my responsibility to say, I need you to move your car. And I can tell you that I'm a very kind person, and I don't get into anybody for any reason. My philosophy is be nice until you can't be, right? That's what police do. But this gentleman was intoxicated, and you cannot negotiate with an intoxicated person. I promise you that. Time? Okay, all right. But thank you.
Again, Ms. Hicks, this is also for you. Give me just a second here. Did you approve your political signage to be placed in city and county right-of-way as this is illegal? Did you approve your signage being placed on private property without owner's approval?
I had approval from everyone. Probably what my opponent is probably, or his party is speaking of, is I had approval, but apparently they had sold the property from the people that I had approval from, and they had sent me a text and said that I didn't have the proper authorization to have my sign on their property. I apologized, and within an hour had my sign removed. Within 3 days, his sign was there on the property. As far as my signage being in the right-of-way, I spoke to the elections, and as many of y'all can verify, I didn't have my signs up until about a week ago because I had fought with the signs being in the right-of-way, and after meeting with several people, they said, go ahead and place your signs, and if they are not in the right way, they will be taken down because my opponent has most of all his signs in the right-of-way.
So I can tell you that every sign that I put up, I've asked for permission for. I can tell you that my opponent, there are 5 different locations that she put signs up. And I know this sounds like a minor deal, but it has everything to do with integrity. Doing the right thing no matter if somebody's watching you or not. So her signs in the right-of-way, it's actually against city code and it's actually against county code to place your signs in the right-of-way. Another sign, she's placed a sign in a yard that I had a sign in, which is at 34th and Janet, placed her sign there after mine being placed, and then the owner was furious that they put their sign there and they removed it, and I'm not sure if they called her or not, but this is only I can say there's 5 people that have come to me and said that. So I'm not trying to make a big deal out of a little thing. I just want you to know, integrity counts.
Okay, so it looks like that's the end of the question. So we're going to do disclosing statements from both candidates. If you have any questions, like I said, for the future races, feel free to give them to Mr. Dawson wherever he is. We ask that the candidates just hang around for a little while to mingle with voters, because we're going to have a whole lot of opportunities to ask, if your question didn't get asked or something like that, more opportunities to ask candidates out before you. So I guess going in ballot order, Constable Johnson, you're first.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today. March 3rd is when our vote is, and I would certainly appreciate your consideration for that day. I do want to bring up something, and it's kind of the elephant in the room, and it's not the Republican mascot. I want to be clear with everyone in the room. I didn't start this stink fight. In fact, if allegations disseminated on Facebook were true, why in the world was it not brought up 4 years ago? If Joel Richardson thought I was such a danger to the Randall County system, why did he not bring it up during my term instead of waiting for election season? It appears to be that he withheld the alleged information to make swamp-like accusation to help this employee, my opponent. I have to tell you, you need to let that stink in just a minute. So all of those allegations, I would be happy at the table at the end of the day to go over with you and explain each situation and give you my side of it. Thank you very much. Y'all take care.
Thank you guys again for being here tonight and for listening to everything, and thank you guys for the questions. I want to be your constable and serve our great community. You deserve a constable who will serve and protect you and your rights. I believe with my strong work values, the constable's office will grow and improve to meet the needs of the county. I just ask that you go out and educate yourself on both candidates and you make the decision on March the 3rd. I'll be available as well, and I stand beside the sheriff and his letter that he wrote. I didn't know he was going to write the letter, but I stand beside him, and that letter was to educate the voters, and thank you guys again.
Okay, so we're going to go on to the Potter County Constable races. So for both precincts, let's just get, if you don't mind, can we get all the candidates up here together? And feel free to have a seat at the table when you get up here. We're also just going to remind you, if you have questions, I have cards, so if you need one, let me know. And for the candidates, or for the questions for the candidates, we're going to try to keep the personal attacks and things like that, potential for that to a minimum. So we're going to have a good time tonight, and we're going to move on now to Potter County, and we're going to do, like I said, the Randall County Republican race here soon. So here we go.
Let me just use this one. Am I going to feed back right here? Is it good? Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate seeing your faces tonight. I am the elected constable for Potter County Precinct 2. My name is Georgia Estrada. And it's my birthday today, so you're sharing my birthday with me. Yay! So I am running for re-election again, and I am super, super excited to do this. I really believe that God has more for Precinct 2 for the next 4 years, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Yeah.
And so, do we have the Precinct 2 Republican candidate here? Okay, so we are going to go on to Precinct 4, yes, and we're going to start with the Democratic candidates, Adela Thomas Jackson.
Thank you. I am Adela Thomas Jackson, and I am running for re-election for Potter County Precinct 4 Constable, and I'm excited about the opportunity. Want to thank you guys for allowing us to be in your presence, to introduce ourselves, so you guys know who we are. But I want everyone to know that I'm currently elected constable currently, and I have a total of 26 years in this line of work. I've started my career in the prison system. I worked at the sheriff's office and currently the elected constable. I've been elected constable going on, it'll be 8 years come next year. And I'm excited about representing. I'm looking forward to continue to represent. I have the experience, I have the training, and I continue to train to ensure that I provide the best service. You guys hear me all right?
That's okay.
Okay. And I provide the best service for the individuals that I represent. And if I'm given the opportunity, I look forward to continue to represent in the manner that I have, and asking for your vote. And I don't want to take too much more of your time, but thank you again for having me.
Okay, and so now we're going to move on to Precinct 4 Republican candidate, Carrie Haney. Go ahead and do that.
My name is Kerry Haney, and I am the Republican candidate for Potter County Constable, Precinct 4. I have a diverse background. I've done everything from construction work to restaurant work. Worked for the airlines for a little while. Worked for Timex for 7.5 years making watch cases. Recently, I have become an attorney, and I would like the opportunity to serve as your constable in Potter County Precinct 4. I'm on the ballot because I want to provide the people of Potter County with a choice. I believe that everybody should have the choice of at least 2 candidates for every elected office that's on the ballot, and that's why I'm running. I thank you all for being here. I thank Mr. Warren and the American Legion for providing us a place to have this candidate forum, and I'd appreciate your vote come March the 3rd. Thank you.
Now we will welcome Constable Works or Mr. Parker here. You can use the microphone.
Well, I know there was you were somewhere else on. My name is Chip Parker. I currently don't have an opponent, but I still want to come to these things and let you know that I'm dedicated. I worked for the Potter County Sheriff's Office for 18 years. And, I think Mike Duvall's done an outstanding job with the constable's office. He let me know he was retiring. I look at it as an opportunity to just serve my community in another way. I have an excellent working relationship with the Sheriff's Office, and I intend to keep that relationship. And I appreciate your time and letting me come speak. Thank you.
Also, I didn't do this earlier, and I'm just going to do it now. For Randall County, I know we have one unopposed constable here. So, Constable Mills, if you'd like to just wave to everyone and show us you're here. Which precinct are you for? Precinct 1. So, you're Precinct 1. So, the candidates here from earlier for Randall County is Precinct 4, and Constable Mills represents Precinct 1 if you live there. So, go meet your elected official. Ask them all the questions you want. So we're going to ask questions to the opposed candidates for Potter County Constable, and we're going to start with Constable Precinct 2. So this is a question for Constable Estrada. Constable Estrada, are you the only candidate in your race, and was your opponent declared ineligible for the ballot?
We filed a lawsuit to challenge the eligibility today, and it was found that he was ineligible today. I was not the only candidate. He was running on the Republican Party, so I had an opponent for the general election.
All right, thank you. Okay, and we are going to ask this question to the candidates for Constable Precinct 4. Whoever wants to start on this first count. What qualifications do you have to be the constable? And what do you plan on doing different as constable for Precinct 4?
That question's for me?
It's for you and Mr. Hank.
Maybe put the name on it. Because I am the current constable for Precinct 4. And my plans are to continue doing what I've been doing to make this office successful. I am the second highest revenue maker in the county for Potter County constables, and I plan on continuing to do that. My qualifications, you guys, I stated earlier, I have going on 26 years of criminal justice and law enforcement. I have over 2,500 hours of continuing education training, and it's law enforcement related. I mean, this job, contrary to popular belief, this job requires some type of training and requirements to be able to fully conduct yourself in this job and provide the perfect service for your constituents. So if this question was directed towards me, that's what I plan on doing, and those are my qualifications. And again, thanks for the question.
I guess I should respond to that question as well, Mr. Warren?
Yes.
Okay. Qualifications is that I'm able to learn whatever I need to learn in order to do the job. I have a very short learning curve. Like I said earlier, I come from a diverse background. I've done a number of things over my employed career. Learning how to be a constable, I don't believe is a challenge for me. But like I say, I learn well. As far as anything different, I don't know that there's anything different for me to do except just be the best constable that I can be. That's my intention, that's my aim. Again, I ask for your vote.
So let's give all of these candidates a hand. These are your candidates. It's a pleasure having you up here. And we're asking all the candidates, please stick around. If you haven't signed our sign too, please do that. That's our way of blackmailing you. No, promise it's not. And I don't know, I'm just going to make this announcement because I assume most of you are following the presidential election. The New Hampshire results are coming in, and Andrew Yang has dropped out of the Democratic primary. So there you go. Okay, so let's go on to the Potter County Commissioner races. Yes, Potter County Commissioner races, and we are going to get both precincts up here at the same time. So feel free to make your way up here. And we're going to ask the Precinct 1 candidates to sit close down here if you don't mind, and we'll work our way down to Precinct 3. This is another one, not quite as big as the congressional race. Oh, and if you have any questions for the candidates, feel free to deliver those, Mr. Dawson. Okay, so if you have any for Commissioner, your man right here, he is. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And the Potter County, we're going to go by the Potter County ballot order, of course, for the Potter County primary. And why don't we just go in reverse here? So we'll start with Precinct 3. So the first candidate on the ballot is George Buckenow, but I don't think he's here. So next up is Brian Moore.
Good evening, guys. Thanks for coming out today. I want to thank the Pioneer for having this and Thomas for putting this event on. So, I'll tell you a little bit about myself real quickly. I'm a business owner here in Potter County. I've lived in Potter County for about 20 years, about 10 years in the Bivens neighborhood, about 10 years in the Westcliff neighborhood. Spent time in Canyon at WT, got my degree down there in business management, and I've since been working in the finance industry for years. I ended up there working for Norwest, company Green Trees, and wrapped up my time at Emerald National Bank as an AVP, Assistant Vice President and a loan officer at Emerald National Bank. Currently, I'm a State Farm agent. I started my own business about 18 years ago with State Farm, and currently doing that along with some other businesses, and have been a business owner for that time. What I'm hoping to do is just bring an outside perspective into Potter County and help to manage its growth and help it move forward for success. Thank you.
Thank you. The next candidate is John Coffey.
Thank you for being here. My name is John Coffey, and I've worked in Potter County for 35 years. Currently, I'm the enforcement captain for the Potter County Sheriff's Office. I previously served as the division captain of the Corrections Division. In that position, I supervised a 599-bed jail. I'm running for Potter County Commissioner because I want to continue making a positive difference in the Potter County community using my experience coming from a unique perspective. I have a deep abiding interest in Potter County citizens, and Potter County employees. I believe I can bring a positive balance of consistency to the court and bring a different point of view. In my current job, I supervise 86 employees, and I have the experience and knowledge of the Sheriff's Office's $20 million annual budget. The budgeting process will not be new to me. Several important reasons motivated me to seek the Precinct 3 Commissioner seat. To name a few, the construction of the new District Court building, the growth and future of Bushland, and the IT service, information technology services. Anyway, I appreciate you to consider me. Thank you for your time today.
And the final candidate in that race is Walter Goodwin.
Appreciate everybody being here. For the last 20 years, it'll be 20 years in August, I've been a pastor out of Valley d'Or, which a lot of people don't know where that's at, amazingly. But I've got a lot of experience, like some other people said. I didn't get a degree, but I've been to the School of Hard Knocks. I've been to college, state of Louisiana, and also Amarillo College. I attended here some. One of the things that I've noticed has happened living in Valley d'Or is our commissioners don't show up. And we'll tell you a little story real quick. We had several years ago, this has probably been 7 years ago, we had an oil company bought 9 acres of property out there, and they're going to put an injection well in on the river. I don't know what that means for you, what it didn't mean for me anything. But being the pastor of our community came to me and said, what are we going to do about this? Well, we called our commissioner, which he's retiring from this job. That's good. But he wouldn't show up for that either. We have oil company problems out there. We got together and got a hold of the Canadian River Authority. We got a hold of different, even the municipal alley here in Amarillo, and we got that oil field injection well stopped because it would have flooded. It's not what they put in the ground, it's what they spill on the ground. And it goes all the way to the river, down to the lake, and guess what? They pump it up here and you drink it, right? Now that's what we need. We need somebody that's going to be active. Gotcha.
And now we're going to do for Precinct 1, going to Potter and Randall. First candidate is the incumbent, H.R. Kelly.
Again, thanks for everyone being here. Thanks for the Hanson Post for posting this and presenting us with y'all. And let me give you a little bit of background. I've got a kind of a strange background. How many of you have brothers and sisters? Raise your hand if you have brothers and sisters. How many of you have 11 brothers and sisters? I do. So you talk about a diverse background, grow up with 11 brothers and sisters. One of the funny things about growing up, I had 2 older brothers, and I always knew what my wardrobe was going to be because they were wearing it. So we could call that hand-me-downs. As far as my education, I grew up with first 8th grade with nuns. I don't know if you ever had any dealings with nuns, but my hands still hurt from dealing with nuns. I grew up just outside of Boston, Massachusetts, a little town called Stone. I have over 41 years with the police department. Graduated from Wayland Baptist College while being a police officer, and I've been a commissioner for the last 3 terms, and hopefully this will be my 4th. And I would appreciate y'all's vote. And anybody, if you get like 100 people to vote for me, I'd appreciate that too. Thank you.
And the last candidate for Precinct 1 is Avery Dixon.
So my name is Avery Dixon, and if you saw how it's spelled, yes, that's how you pronounce it. So if you need to find me, you have to spell my name correctly, Ayvrie. My mom is an interesting lady, so I thank her for giving me a unique name. But a little about myself, I'm an Aggie, and I'm extremely proud about that. I was born in Canadian, Texas. I hope you know where that is, up here in the Panhandle. But I did get to grow up in College Station as well. So choosing Texas A&M was a little bit natural, but it was also a little bit out of the ordinary because I'm the first in my family to have graduated from a 4-year university. So that's why I'm even more proud of that accomplishment. I'm also extremely proud of my family. They're here with me tonight, my husband of almost 18 years and my kiddos. So the amount of how proud I am of those accomplishments, I would be even prouder to be your commissioner. Because what I can bring to the Potter County Commissioner's Court is a lot of excitement, but also a great background in business. I'm a small business owner, I'm a firearms instructor, and I get to deal with a lot of individuals from different backgrounds, and that is awesome. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So I have a question here for both precincts. So we'll just go ahead and start with precinct 1. The question is, what is your position regarding specialty courts? So whoever wants to take that first.
So I am a huge fan of specialty courts. We have a specialty court, the drug court in Potter County, that works very well. And currently in Potter County, we're trying to get a veterans court and a mental health court set up so they can run very similar to that drug court. And so to answer the question, I'm a really big fan of specialty courts.
I will admit I am too, and you talked about the drug court, and that was Judge Board has done that for a number of years. And if you ever have a Friday afternoon or Friday morning rather to go check out the drug court, you'll be very impressed with what happens there, and very proud of Judge Board for doing that.
Thank you. And so the next question is for the Potter County Precinct 3 Commissioner candidates. And the question is, how will you hold law enforcement accountable as a county commissioner? So whoever wants to take that first.
Well, I'm not sure about that, how you actually go about that. Where I live, we don't worry about the sheriff showing up. No offense to any sheriff that's here, because 45 minutes is the average time they show up. It doesn't matter what happens. And so most of our citizens are armed and ready. I just have to tell you, you know, we have about 25 members in church, and about 5 of them are packing every service. So, and you know, that's no fault of the sheriff's department. So that's kind of a loaded question. I don't know how you'd answer that, because I don't fault them for not coming, because it's just so doggone far. Okay.
The sheriff's office does come out there. We come out there actively. We patrol that area. We work very hard to meet the citizens' needs. It is a long way out there, but frankly, that is not a good statement for you to have made. The sheriff does a very good job. We've got a good administration. We're serious about taking care of the people. We're serious about answering the calls. We're serious about what's going on in the county, and I take exception to what he said.
Yes, go ahead.
I didn't mean to reply they don't come. I mean that the 99% of the time whatever event is over, they do show up, and they do come out there, and they do try to help us, and they've investigated our church, broke in 3 times. We didn't recover anything. We had to pay for all that damage, and they can't help that. And they can't help where we're at. I understand that. And I didn't mean to say that they don't show up, because they do, and we do have good response, but it's always late. They can't help it unless they're already there. And I appreciate the sheriff's department. Didn't mean to cast any aspersions on them. It's just the distance, and I know if you're on the far end of the east side of the county, it's the same problem, except the roads are better. They can get there quicker.
I just want to tell you that 2 years ago we got an extra 5 deputies that we put in Bushland area, because Bushland's growing, and so we did that because of the issues with response times. It's true, the county built a facility 20 miles from Bushland east of town, which it is what it is. So it does take time to get there, but we will respond. We do respond, and we do a very good job. Our response time is second to none. I'll put it up against the police department's response times. We get there and we take care of business.
So we're going to take this last response from Mr. Moore, and then we're going to move on to the county attorney's race. So if you have any questions on that one, feel free to get a card.
Yes, thanks. Glad to get to talk real quickly. So, to the first question, the court system, yes, anything that can unclog that and get some things on a sidetrack where we can unclog the court system, I'm a big supporter of and look forward to those things happening. To this question here, I think Potter County does a great job with their service. I think the question was, how do you hold them accountable? The great thing about this is you need people who are not necessarily, you can't see the forest for the trees. So what I'm excited about running for is to be an outsider coming in and look at things with a fresh lens, right? When you look at something that you've always been involved in, it's hard not to be biased towards those sort of things, whether it's the judicial system, whether it's the protection system, the sheriff's department. So I'm looking forward to getting in there and being able to look at those things and make sure budgets are where they need to be, spending's where it needs to be to enhance the services in an efficient and effective way. And that's what I hope to bring to the county as a county commissioner. Thank you.
And so if the candidates would like, we're going to provide 1 minute apiece for the closing statements. So let's do precinct 1 first.
Okay. Again, thank you all for being here. Plan on continuing the serious nature of our county. We've got some issues that we're going to have to deal with in the future. One of them is going to be the district courts. We're hopefully going to have that completed or actually get started here, maybe breaking ground in April. That's a very important project that I was part of, and hopefully we can get that done ASAP. The second item that we're looking at, how we're going to handle our attorneys and these trying to figure out whether we're going to have the attorney situation that we have where we're spending individual money for individual attorneys, and hopefully we get something done there. I think that's about all I have right now. Oh, and one other thing, before you all leave, I have some calendars here, and feel free to cut the photo off. I won't mind at all, okay? Stick on your refrigerator.
So I think it's important that you educate yourself on each of the candidates, of course, but you select a candidate who is exciting and ready to move Potter County into the future. We need new businesses, we need new residents, we need growth into this county to alleviate the tax burden on the less than 40% of homeowner occupied housing that we have. And I'm a candidate to do that. I'm so excited I can't hardly contain myself up here. And so I hope that you will vote for me coming up March 3rd.
Okay. I have a strong desire to serve the citizens of Potter County. I've been a public servant for over 35 years in Potter County alone. I would like to have more than just a mere input in the decision making of our leaders. I have a strong, long vested interest in Potter County, the citizens, and the employees. I believe the current county debt is too high and needs to be more closely scrutinized. I know what the issues are, and I have a good understanding about what needs to be done. I sincerely seek to make a difference. I'm endorsed by Commissioner Leon Church, Sheriff Brian Thomas, the Fraternal Order of Police, and the Teamsters. Thank you for your time today.
Again, thanks, Thomas, for having us out. Again, appreciate you guys. I just want to make sure everyone gets out and votes and bring somebody with you that's not in the process. That's super important to get the right people in the right chairs moving forward. Again, one of my goals, again, is to echo what Avery said, is to try to grow the taxable base in Potter County. The northern part of the county, we've got lots of land. The rural areas, your bushlands and your river roads, bring commercial entities out there and bring rooftops out there to spread that tax load amongst all of us. Again, it's an ever-increasing tax bill. I want to slow that down, and with efficiencies and effectiveness in the budgeting process, right? A good example is if the department has 8 people, does it really need 8 or does it really just need 7? You know, things like that, an outside perspective to come in and look through things that you're not used to seeing those sort of things every day, and that's what I want to try to bring to the county. Look forward to getting out and vote March 3rd. Thank you for supporting.
Well, I'm an outsider too. I mean, you know, I lived in Randall County, but now I live in Potter. And I do have a vested interest in it because it interests me, and
not only myself, but the community I live in, and I have friends that live in Rolling Hills and the other communities around out east side of town, pastor friends, different ones, and so I have a vested interest as well, and I've been silent, supporting Republican candidates, moral vote for the 20 years or so. I've always preached that wherever I've been, Arkansas, whatever. You know, I decided to step up and actually put my money where my mouth is finally, and not just preach it in the church that you need to vote for good, reasonable, honest people, but also do that myself. And so I would appreciate the vote.
Okay, and so the next race we're going to do is Potter County Attorney. I think we have at least one of the candidates here. Oh, and I saw another quick announcement. President Trump has won the New Hampshire Republican primary. We're still waiting on the Democratic primary, but until we get those, our candidate for county attorney who's here to speak is Ryan Brown. So Ryan, would you like to?
My name is Ryan Brown. I'm a criminal defense and civil rights lawyer in town, and I am running for Potter County Attorney, yes, as a Democrat. I see a lot of red hats out here, so before you start throwing stuff at me, just hear me out for a minute, okay? Because I'm actually conservative on a few things. Number one, the money. The county is spending money recklessly, just like the city is, and it's coming out of the same pool on things that are vanity projects that don't even have the they can't even fake that it's a way to make money or grow the tax base. I think the people need to decide how their money is spent and how your grandchildren are indebted, because right now it's done through certificates of obligation, which you have no say in. We also have a broken indigent defense system. The Donald Trump Justice Department did a study a few months back about how broken it is in Potter and Armstrong County, and it's pretty bad. The Texas Observer did a story too. Basically, if you are accused of a crime and can't afford a lawyer, you're SOL. And I think that Potter County needs an attorney that is proactive, will stand up for the people, and make decisions with the working class in mind.
The only question we have for you, Mr. Brown, and you can take the microphone and answer it, is what is a county attorney and why are you the right candidate for that job?
Well, a county attorney is supposed to represent the citizens of Potter County in civil disputes. Here, they also do criminal cases. I would question whether that's really needed. Most counties, the county attorney doesn't do criminal cases too. It's left with the DA's office, and I think that that's wasteful. A lot of redundant tasks and wasted money go on with that process. So I'm the best for this job because I know how to fix these problems. We have a broken justice system here, and we have spending that's out of control. And I'll stand up and fix that.
We have another question for you. So if you want to go up here and answer it, what is your vision for the county, for the role of county attorney in county business, and a parlay, what are your thoughts on the county step forward?
Well, I think I've answered these, but there's also a question about how to provide better representation to indigent persons, and that's with a public defender. That's the only way to do it. This is not an exotic problem. It goes on all over the place, and that is the solution to fix this. So that's how you fix the problem, and I'll stand up and fight for that.
And you can stand up here if you'd like. The last question is, Mr. Brown, This is a good one. Do you belong to Amarillo Matters?
No.
All right. If you'd like to make a closing statement, you can.
Well, I think I don't want to repeat myself, but I think Potter County is a county in crisis. With the reckless spending going on at the county level, multiplied by what's going on at the city level, look, this is not a rich county, and I think we need to act that way.